pro boxing fans here in Manchester with Matthew Macklin. Matt, being a busy man, I've seen a few fans talking to you just now. You know, you've been signing a few autographs. Must feel good to be appreciated by the fans.
Yeah, well, you know, you have your own boxing career, and that's a special time in your life, and then it's over. It's nice when our fans that are following today's fighters, but they still remember you from your own career. Obviously, you know, it's a while ago now, 7 years coming up to retirement. So I mean, I don't know how those have just gone like that. So yeah, if this next 7 years go even quicker, scary.
It is scary. I do want to talk and get straight into some boxing stuff that's come out throughout the night and from yesterday. It's officially confirmed now. Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk isn't going to happen. First of all, Usyk's team came out, confirmed it, and then yesterday Frank Warren's come out, done an official confirmation of it. What do you make of this whole saga that's gone on, the back and forth stuff happening on Twitter? Just give me your thoughts on what's gone on over the last couple of weeks.
I mean, we don't know. I'm not privy to those conversations. You know what I mean? So we don't know the ins and outs. So I'm following it, and I see the same interviews as everyone else does, and you sort of try and read between the lines if you can. But it's just very disappointing that they haven't been able to find that middle ground where they can get the deal done. You know, whose fault that is. You know, it appears that Tyson Fury is the one that's kind of unreasonable in his demands. It seems, and I'm using the word seems, and it appears because I don't know, but it appears that Team Usyk are bending and have bent to the demands of Team Fury, but it's just disappointing. I don't know if it's salvageable, but you know, if it doesn't happen on April 29th, and let's face it, that is as of today, it's dead in the water. And if they can't kind of revisit it and it's done, and it doesn't happen, like when does it happen? Because you know, if you hit a stalemate in negotiations, the reality is either someone bends, or they don't. You know, and if the fact that there's mandatories that are going to get called soon, the possibility of undisputed taking place could just disappear, and it's frustrating. It's more than frustrating. It's irritating. It's beyond disappointing because you just think you got there's nothing standing in the way here except someone's inability to sit down and be reasonable and get a deal done, because you just think, well, you know, mandatories that come in and titles get fragmented, and then it gets messy. And where right now you got two guys that could fight for undisputed, and it doesn't seem like there's anything, you know, there doesn't seem anything kind of, I don't know what the word is, you know, people if there's something like a mandatory position, people understand that has to happen, it's in the way. But like really, people are just getting frustrated because they're thinking that Fury's being greedy or he's being unreasonable, because you know they've agreed to his 70-30, but then they want him to take 70-30 in the rematch. I don't think that's reasonable. That's not fair.
With Oleksandr Usyk, like you said, there's mandatories in position now. Daniel Dubois is the name that's being bandied about. Obviously, it is the next in line for Oleksandr Usyk should the Tyson Fury undisputed fight not happen. Another fight that's getting talked about right now is a fight with Deontay Wilder in Saudi Arabia. There's rumours of that going on. I think Shirley Finkel's come out and said something in regards to possible talks happening with that, which means Usyk might just, you know, give away one belt and just go to Saudi and do what he does. If that's the case, Usyk's sort of sorted. What does Fury do from this point? Who can he fight from this point?
I don't know. I guess if a mandatory gets put on him, then it'll be one of the mandatories.
They wouldn't be, because he's fought. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if the mandatory isn't put on him, then I suppose he goes for the best available opponent that sells the best. But I think from a fan's point of view, I think the only way now to kind of force the issue is that if they basically boycott whichever fight Fury and Usyk take, if it's not each other, you know, because that's the only thing that'll kind of, that's how you make a stance, isn't it? But whoever they fight, if everyone still buys the pay-per-view and buys the ticket and watches it, then we're going to end up in the same place. The only way to kind of, as a collective, to kind of force the issue is to not buy into another fight unless it's each other. But how realistic is that? I don't know.
Eddie Hearn's tweeted saying, listen, let's get AJ Fury on and then get Usyk Wilder, and then the winner fights the winner for undisputed. It all sounds good on the tweet, but realistically, that probably can't really happen, can it?
Well, I suppose in theory it can, but then are we going to end up in the same situation again? Like if people aren't prepared, there's got to be a bit of compromising and getting a deal done, isn't it? You know, if I want what I want, you want what you want, but the reality is we'll probably meet somewhere in the middle. I'm not saying it's going to be bang on in the middle, but there's got to be a give and take to get the deal done. And I don't know, it just doesn't seem like there's that willingness.
Do you want to talk about another heavyweight who fought out in Dubai this weekend, Jamel Miller, Big Baby Miller? I'm not sure if you've seen his social media, he's sort of coming out on attack again to the heavyweights. He's made a video where he's said some very unsavory things towards Anthony Joshua and a family member. You know, it was I think he's trying to do a comedy skit, involved one of Joshua's family members. Wasn't very nice to see. Gone after Dillian White. What do you make of Miller and what he's doing right now?
I think Jarrell Miller should be banned. I mean, how many tests has he failed for PEDs? See?
Fair enough, yeah. Okay, let's move on. Eddie Hearn, I talked about Eddie Hearn before. A lot of the news that broke out this week was the sort of back and forth and the debate that he had on TalkSport with Simon Jordan. What did you make of that?
I didn't watch it. I seen the. I didn't hear it or watch it, but I will do when I leave here. I probably will. I haven't had a chance, to be honest. But I'm guessing it was fun.
Boxing is a crazy place because I'm looking at the figures that they did on YouTube alone. There's 360,000 people were watching that for a promoter and a pundit or somebody who's a broadcaster. Boxing does have a weird place for certain people, right?
I think some of the chaos in boxing, which we all moan about. I think it's also some of the bit that we're as addicted to that as we are the actual boxing sometimes. And I think in Eddie Hearn and Simon Jordan, you've got two people there who are funny, charismatic, and are very good at debating. I haven't seen I haven't seen it yet, but obviously Simon Jordan is stepping into Eddie Hearn's world in boxing, so he'll be doing well to have the better of that one.
Final one before I do let you go. Anthony Joshua returns to the ring next weekend against Jermaine Franklin. Just talk to me about AJ. Providing he puts in the performance, it looks convincing, knocks out Franklin. Where do you see him going from this point onwards?
Well, he's back in the mix, isn't he? Because he's lost his last two, but his last two were to Usyk, who some people think is the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, or he's definitely one of the top two heavyweights in the world right now. And they were the second one in particular was very competitive. He lost, but it was a very competitive fight. So, and Usyk's a nightmare, in terms of style, his movement, and he's awkward, isn't he? He's very difficult to find any rhythm with. So, and Franklin's a decent opponent. He gave Dillian White a tough fight. So if he goes in there and puts on a big performance and wins convincingly, you've got to say he's right back in the mix.
We know that AJ, as long as he's happy, it doesn't seem like he has been happy for the last couple of fights, is a dangerous fighter. I spoke to Spence Oliver, who just interviewed him for TalkSport this week, and said, look, one thing I'll take away from that is he's very happy at this present time. He's got that smile on his face. If we see a happy AJ, can he become world champion again?
Of course he can. He's done it before. Why can't he do it again? He lost to Ruiz. He avenged that. He's lost it to definitely he can. He's a new trainer. It'd be interesting to see what adjustments or improvements he's made under him. Like I said, I think Franklin's a good opponent to come back against. And if he wins convincingly and looks well and feels good, be interesting to see what his next move is.
Cool. Matt, thank you so much for giving me your time. I know you were busy with Sky today. I sort of just pulled you away whilst you were just done, and I know you're going to finish now. So thank you so much for giving us your time. I know that we'll speak to you very soon.